Tonight, we introduce you to Derek Puff. This was Derek as a teenager, and Derek, after an attempt to end his life, changed his life forever. That's Derek today, a decade later after a face transplant at the Mayo Clinic. The major transformation is just the beginning of this story. Gordon Severson takes it from here.
How's everything feeling and looking after everything's done?
Everything is looking great, feeling great. The surgery was a success.
You can see the happiness and confidence in Derek Puff's face, feelings he hasn't felt in more than 10 years.
It's been 10 years since we've seen lips, nose, and teeth on our son, and it's amazing.
Amazing considering what he has been through, 58 surgeries, and a suicide attempt when Derek was 19 years old that nearly took his life.
I looked across and the gun cabinet was open. So I said, oh boy, heart dropped.
We met with the doctors and they told us that there was no way Derek was going to make it.
Derek did survive, but most of his face was gone.
When you first heard of the idea of a face transplant, I'm sure that just seemed daunting and scary, not really knowing what that would all entail.
After all the surgeries I went through, and I could handle it.
But worldwide, doctors say only about 50 face transplants have ever been done. Derek decided to have the surgery at Mayo Clinic, where doctors have performed just one other face transplant.
Even Derek's case, he was missing the majority of his face.
Dr. Samir Mardini says a team of 80 professionals worked nearly 60 hours to transform Derek's face.
In Derek's case, the donor tissue included part of the forehead, the upper and lower eyelids on the right side, the nose, the mouth, the upper and lower jaws, including the teeth, as well as all of the skin, muscles, and nerves of the entire face and neck.
Derek received that initial surgery in February, and he was blown away by the results. Those results got even better after a few follow-up surgeries in August. A change you have to see to believe.
With this surgery now, what are some things that you're able to do that you weren't able to do before?
I have a nose now. I can wear my glasses. I can go out in public without people pointing at me or talking under their breath. Doing the little things with my family and friends and sharing my story and helping others.
Derek is now looking forward to being a voice for suicide prevention. With the new face, he has the confidence to stand in front of a room of people to share his story, hoping it will save lives.
To seek help and to seek counseling, the mission that we have going forward is to keep sharing that light for others.
And Derek and his mother have been keynote speakers at suicide prevention events in the past, and they're looking forward to even more events now that his surgery is over.
It's a remarkable story, but it's not just one that kind of begins and ends with Derek as a gee whiz, right, Gordon? This could actually help the field of plastic surgery, medicine.
Yeah, I asked his doctor that same question, and he said, since there's only been about 50 of these surgeries, only a handful of centers worldwide can perform these transplants. He said these cases are just so invaluable because they share the information, they share the data. He says other doctors like him, they're really connected, they talk to each other all the time. So a lot of this information and data with what worked in his case will definitely help people worldwide with some of their cases.